All right, hey, Shalom, Makiam. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and we are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And according to the Holy Scriptures, we're God's chosen people. Shalom to all the beloved brethren out there pushing this knowledge and sincerity and truth. Shalom to the few sisters, and shalom to Israelite foreigners who are scattered abroad. And what you're looking at is a true depiction of who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. All right? And what you're looking at is a true depiction of who the world ignorantly called God, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. When you call upon the Most High and the Son, you must say Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh means he to be, or he is. Bahashim means in the name, and Yahweh Shai means he delivers. Our Lord and Savior has come back to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel upon the destruction of modern-day Babylon, a.k.a. America. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, and Tawada. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for another blessed day. The body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. The body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for all you beloved brethren out there pushing this knowledge and sincerity and truth. And the body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for giving me this opportunity. All right, coming back at you with another lesson through the Holy Spirit. We're going to start off with Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men." Okay, so all these different kingdoms that came in the world in history, dealing with the first Babylonian construct on the Nimrod, the Egyptian empire, all the different empires that came and went, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Persians, and Medes, it was all orchestrated by a higher power, who the world ignorantly called God, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, for the sake of prophecy, whose real name in the Hebrew tongue is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So it's no different today in what we're dealing with in the modern day Babylon, the modern day Roman Empire, which is America today. So all this empire that we've been living in under Esau's rulership, so-called white supremacy, with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the European Union, is all recorded in the scriptures. Okay, we're under the fourth kingdom, the beast system. All right, the Edomites. I'm not going to say the Edomites. I was going to use another term. The modern day Roman Empire that is falling. We are in a modern day Rome that is falling and it's declining very rapidly, according to scriptures, because the Most High has prophesied these things to happen. So he set us, us men up throughout the four corners of the earth, dealing with 100% doctrine to prophesy these things. He has embedded in our spirit to come out and do what we do. He has created us to be the mouthpiece of these things to come. And guess what? A lot of people are seeing the similarities between the ancient Roman Empire and the modern day Roman Empire. So this is fair use. I just ran to this video today, went on this guide page, and I'm not getting paid for this, anything like that. This is for educational purposes, edification purposes, according to the Holy Scriptures. Now here it is.
Find very alarming is how similar today's issues in the United States are to the last few decades leading to the fall of the Roman Empire. Three main factors led to the downfall of the great empire. First, they began to overspend money that they literally didn't have. They began to subsidize things like public entertainments, followed by funding an enormous bureaucracy. And guess what they did to combat this overspending? They increased their taxes and also debased their monetary system.
Yo, you hear that? That's why these jobs you're working today, you're not getting that much money. Certain states, the taxes are ridiculous in California. It's one of them states. The money that we're using is not backed by anything. So so eventually, what do you think is going to happen? These things are prophesying in the scriptures for this place to be destroyed. So it's being destroyed from the inside out right now.
And of course, this led to a huge economic chaos. Now, at the very same time, the breakdown of the family began. You got to understand that early Romans understood the philosophy behind a strong and stable family, which
And that's what Leave It to Beaver days was about. The happy days. See those days? That was the husband went to work, the wife stayed home, and various other things. Even the house of Judah. So it was mainly the tribe of Judah being out here, majority from slavery, from the 50s and the 60s. That's the same aspect how we were living, how Jake was living, a strong family unit. Even though the other tribes that came over during the 60s, 70s, 80s, they try to build that same foundation through marriage and all that. But slowly but surely, what? It got distorted. It got distorted on all ends, man.
essentially led to a great empire. But later Romans actually began to turn to different moralities which fully abandoned the concept of family and marriage. Now, the most important factor is the Romans actually began to live a very lavish, elite lifestyle. And this lifestyle was filled with a bunch of altruistic desires. And
a Epicurean lifestyle. Party and bullshit, and it lead to a lot of what? This functionalities. Single moms, now you're a single mom. Broken households, drugs. This is it. Bread and circus lifestyle. An adulterous generation. Lesbianism, transgender equality. You see the patterns?
this liberal approach to life was met with some harsh consequences.
Now you're dealing with some harsh consequences. Dealing with your Israelites, talking to your Israelites. This is for Israel. And also prophesy against these nations. Because all these nations are here and they dealing with the same aspect. Where me and beloved brothers live, our neighbors and mainly gooks, and they be catching hell. One time, beloved brother told me he came home and the cops was calling one of our neighbors. There's a family and he's on the curb with the handcuffs. His wife looking mad. So all the nations are catching in here under this feminist lifestyle, this feminist culture. You see, harsh realities, harsh consequences. Divorce rate is sky high in this society. You understand?
See that Romans actually had a standard procedure that would allow migrating tribes into their territory. But for some odd reason, they abandoned that standard procedure when migrating Goths into their territory. And the funniest thing is that Goths were actually long foes of the Romans. Yet altruistic ideology within Romans led to the acceptance of these tribes. And all of that just for the Goths to end up overrunning the Roman Empire, leading to a massive invasion. An economic crisis coupled with society experiencing population decline due to the breakdown of the family led to a weak empire. Instead of screwing the lid back on the cookie jar in time, they broke the lid. They allowed enemies to invade the empire, all due to the loosen up of their immigration policy. And at the end of the day, it was all due to altruistic ideologies. Now, just one question. How similar does this sound to what is happening in the United States today? See, one thing...
So fair use, man. I'm not making no money off your video. If no copyright infringement. It's just skillfully adding for educational purposes only, and then all these things are written in the scriptures. If you don't know, now you know. When you go to Daniel's the 2nd chapter, these things were prophesied thousands of years ago, and is happening today as we speak. So Nebuchadnezzar had this dream of this big statue, and it goes like this. Daniel's chapter 2, verse 31. It says, "Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass. You could actually Google the image of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the statue, and it's going to break down those different kingdoms that came and went. So the head of fine gold represents the Babylonian construct. And then it says, it says the great image, the heads of fine gold, his breasts and arms of silver. And you had the Persians and the Medes. All right, the Persians were the higher, the higher empire to rise up, because it started off with the Medes. And his belly and his thighs of brass, dealing with the Greeks. And then he deal in verse 33, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay, the Roman Empire, which the iron represents the stronger nations and the clay represents the weaker nations, right? Which incorporated today as NATO is all coming back. And verse 34, it says, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and of clay, and break them to pieces. Represents the Messiah's kingdom. So this is the last heathen rulership over the earth. So that's what represents, that stone, great millstone, and all the affiliate brothers that teach like us, and all everybody that believe this 100% doctrine, including our, a few sisters out there. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broke into pieces together and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. So pretty much the second coming of the Messiah, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, is coming back to destroy the modern day Roman Empire through war, through an invasion, what you call UFOs. All right, coming back with Michael, the archangel, and the rest of the angels. So when you go down to verse 40, and I'm a witness to this, these subheadings were not there a couple of years ago. So somebody got to be the prophets in this blue letter application that we're using. So it's right there in your face. Rome. All right, so the Bible is 100% accurate. So you go to Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. It says, the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron break in pieces and subdue all things, dealing with their military might. All right, the military might were very powerful and strong. And as iron that breaketh in all things shall break in pieces and bruise. All right. And it says, verse 41, and whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes part of potter's clay, dealing with the weaker nations, and part of iron, dealing with the stronger nations, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. So it jumps around from the ancient Roman Empire to the modern day Roman Empire. So the modern day Roman Empire consists of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO, European Union, and United States of America. Okay, so the clay represents the weaker nations, which would be the acronym PIGS, dealing with Greece, Ireland, Spain, and Portugal. The iron represents the stronger nation, dealing with Switzerland, Great Britain, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, and Belgium. Okay? And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. That's verse 42. So Great Britain would be part of that iron, a stronger nation. All right? The iron represents the strong European nations today, like I said, and the clay represents the weaker European nations economically. All right? Economically. And we're in verse 43. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. These are the other nations, including Israel, that they have allowed to come in this country through immigration. All right? The other nations have a seat, what you call They have all these different summits. Forgot you call it, those big meetings that they have, and they oh man, it's slipping my mind right now. But you brothers and sisters should know. All right, so these other nations are here. You got the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arab nations, the Persian nations. All right, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So this is what we're in right now: a great economic crisis. This kingdom, how it's set up, cannot sustain itself. So what was going to lead to? Economic collapse, a new system they're going to try to set up under the MOTB, which is going to lead to World War III. All right? So verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which starts off with us going out there teaching. All right? This is Esau power structure going down as we see. And these prophets are the ones that's teaching out on the streets today. All right? These are the days of the kings. So it's like verse 44, Salakia. And in the days of these kings represents Esau power structure. Shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which is us going out there teaching, which shall never be destroyed. So it's going to lead from us teaching to a kingdom being set up upon Yahweh's return, which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. This is Hamashiach, Yahweh's kingdom, under 144,000 in the small remnant. Okay, shall stand forever. This is the last of the heathen's rulership over the earth. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that they break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, all different heathen nations that ruled for a period of time, the great God had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. The dream is certain, and interpretation thereof sure. The dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is sure, is 100%. So giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Lord willing, is an edifying lesson unto the very elect. Shalom.